We are Lagos Talk 91.3.
Let's talk.
Kelechi, thank you for joining us in the studio this morning. First things first, as I said, I met Kelechi year before last, I think. Then we met again last year. We were in Bonny together for the Amayanabo of Bonny's second, football tournament. And talking to Kings, I found him a very impressive young man. And what impressed me, everybody knows him as Mr. the face of All-Star TV, but what impressed me the most is that Kelechi is actually a PhD. He's a doctor of
environmental engineering.
I didn't even know what that is.
Did you enjoy your time in Bonny?
Yes, I did actually.
Is it very good?
Yes.
Do you have any secrets on the pundit?
No.
Did you catch him doing anything funny?
No.
We always need those kind of stories. If you start and trust me, you'll be a good person on the show.
We are professionals.
We don't need to be professionals. Just tell us the secret.
We are there to do our work.
No, yes, that's fine for you, but tell us his secret.
No, that's for him. He was up and about early. They almost left me safe. If not for him, they almost left me.
So Kelechi, what is Arsenal fan TV? How did it come about? What's the story? You also joined to the UK. How this thing? How did it start?
I was in the UK to do my masters, and then I did my PhD as well. And then one day I just went to the stadium. I've got a season ticket with the Arsenal, and did an interview.
You've always been an Arsenal fan.
Yes. Did an interview with Arsenal Fan TV outside the stadium. They liked it. They liked my vibe. They liked my
enthusiasm,
everything, the way I dress, and I kept coming. And when people see something different, they try to understand it, and they warm up to it. So initially, dressing in a traditional attire in the stadium usually looks alien. They were like, yeah. But in my head, I'm like, no, you guys will get used to it. And so it as an avenue to represent my culture, my country, our music as well. So, and it just took off from there, and the rest they say is history.
How long has this been going on?
Since 2012 or 2013.
Oh, that's 10 years now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how big you were till I think he came on Monday Night Football, and then my cousin Danny was watching, and she says, that's Mr. Arsenal. I was like, person says, besides, I must confess, I used to hate Arsenal, you understand?
Still does.
No, it's a grudging respect, to be honest with you, because it wasn't Arsenal per se, but their fans, their fans in Nigeria are a bit uppity. I don't know whether they're like that in abroad, but here, as Kingsley said, always dragging, but now they're much more circumspect. They're taking. I don't know what the world will be like when you guys hopefully win the Premier League, because we're
going to shut down Lagos. I can assure you that.
You see
the next flight.
You guys don't win the league, please.
But I'm not saying that we are winning. No, but we are taking it one step at a time.
But let's talk about this season for Arsenal. How excited are you? Because normally I know you have a lot of energy. You're very eccentric in terms of your joy for Arsenal, and you're acting all mellow. Maybe because it's a new year. How excited are you about Arsenal #1, the Premier League, 7 points clear ahead of City?
Obviously, if you told me that before the season started, I would take it, in a heartbeat. But Arteta has done some magic. I've just agreed with him. Obviously, I've always backed him, managerial wise. I did have one or two issues with him based on my management, like the Aubameyang situation. I felt that he overflogged it at the time. But now that Aubameyang is gone, you can see that it's working for him. So probably he knows what he's doing. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. We have the youngest squad and we are #1. That shows you a lot of mental work that has gone in, a lot of support work that has gone in. The players have bought into the system. Even players like El Neni that virtually don't play, they are happy to still sign 1 year extension contract because
they're part of that project.
They're part of the project, exactly. So I just love what I'm seeing, and the fans have really supported the team. I go for all the games home and away, and you can't even see one negative before. Oh my God. Even when we during the pandemic, when Arteta, or when we lost 4 games, I think it was 4 games in a row, and then we lost to Burnley. Oh my God, Arteta out, everything. But now, you can't even hear any negative. They are chanting his name, and everybody's name. So it's a welcome sight.
We actually had a Nigerian politician here who sang really say, Arteta is the problem. Arteta is the problem. It's our problem.
Are you very confident about Arsenal going all the way? Because we've seen Arsenal come to this level before and fail to win the Premier League title, are you confident that they can finish up the season?
They won't crumble.
They won't crumble.
See, I mean, we're taking it one game at a time. Nobody is getting carried away. You know, when a soup is sweet, and it's hot, you take it, you lick it small. You don't rush it. So that's what we're doing, taking it one game at a time.
Another adage.
Let's see where we end up. But obviously, we'll get to a point in the season we are still number one. So okay, then it's ours. But at the moment, we're humble about it. We are not gloating. We are happy where we are. I think any team that has gotten more than 43 points or from 43 and above at this stage of the season has always won the league. So
I think in Europe, if we could check for me, in the top 5 leagues of Europe, Arsenal has one of the highest.
yes, they've only
lost
points
one game
total.
at
Man United, which was quite a dubious
You've only
loss.
I
was there.
Yeah, just one game.
You were Old Trafford.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
In fact, that we let off flares in the stands, and the city nearly choked me. And then that is allowed to go. You just start vexing like, why?
But it was a foul now.
There wasn't.
They
just reviewed it.
It was a foul.
I said it wasn't a foul.
It was a foul.
I think you guys have your ways of
That's another thing.
But Kelechi, if I may ask here, would you say you're tempering expectation considering the fact that last season Arsenal were in the top 4 and then in the end they ended up dropping out of the top 1, of course, out of Champions League place. And looking at the team, so much has been said about Arsenal lacking that mental strength to carry it over the line, you know, at the end. And it's also been said that they don't have players with a winning mentality. And then when they talk about winning mentality, you look at the likes of, like I said, who came from Lyon. I mean, you could say that he had that winning mentality. You look at Aubameyang, who came from Dortmund, though they didn't win anything, but you could say these are players that have had a sniff of winning something. But then when they came to Arsenal, it was different.
They won the FA Cup. They won the FA Cup with us.
Yeah, they won the FA Cup. But before.
Okay.
So over time, it's been said they don't have that mental strength to go over the line. And like I said, look at last season. What happened to them last season? They were in the Champions League spot, but they ended up dropping out of it due to injury to just one player. Could you see the same thing repeating itself, or this time they are well fortified, you know, in that aspect?
I think they are well fortified because if you look at how consistent they've been even now that, for instance, Jesus is not available and people have been crying. Nketiah is my boy. He's my boy. Like, even messaged me, wish me happy new year. When we played Chelsea last season, people were saying, "Oh, why Nketiah?" And he scored 2 goals. He messaged me to say thank you for your support through thick and thin. I keep telling people, these boys did not bribe their way to get to where they are. Football is a confidence game. Give him confidence. Guys, I will give you confidence. Now you trek from here to Niger State. It's confidence.
I not believe, but
You want to have confidence. All those people that they used to trek for Buhari trek. It's confidence they used to trek the trek. Is it not?
they try believe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So if you give a player confidence, now he scored 2 in 2 games, and that's what confidence does for you. You talk about, for me, mental strength is being consistent. If you're consistent, then the mentality is there.
I bet Kelechi, tell our listeners, about your unique relationship with our star players. I mean, the way you interface with them and all.
So I'm very positive. You never ever in my years of doing whatever pundit abuse or curse a player. On the flight to Port Harcourt, I was disagreeing with you. So most you were using. And we were talking about Maguire. And then he was going and I'm like, no, you don't say that. No. And that's the way I am. And then some people say, oh, he's woke. No, I just respect the player. He's a human being. He's reading those stuff. If he's not reading it, his nephew is reading it. And then the nephew goes to school tomorrow and somebody says, oh, this person, I can't swear on air. This person called you an effing this. How does it affect the kid? That's the way I look at it. It's the ripple effect of the abuse as well. You understand? And that's the way we should be looking at these things. The players are reading it. What does it do to their mental health? I'll give you an example. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this on air. Alex Iwobi, when he was in Arsenal towards the end, was one of the most abused players. Even what do you call it? Bollywood actress racially abused him. He was very racially abused. Do you think it did not affect him? It did affect him. What is he doing in Everton now? He's one of the best midfielders in the league. That is confidence.
Since you say this, there's a message here we got. Icon Wigan. It says, talked about Harry Kane, right? And it says, shout out to Kelechi, first class defender of Alex Iwobi.
You see? Bro, I defended that guy. Yeah, everything. Okay, We have time, Abby.
Yeah, we do. We've got time. Alex, no, we need to go for a break.
Okay.
We need to go for a break.
Can I tell a quick joke before we go to break? A little boy was, it was career day, so they asked this little boy, what does your father do? The little boy put on and said, my father is a male stripper. No, yeah. So they don't think, but that's not true. Said, Mom, teacher, I'm afraid to say, tell us what your father really does. He plays for Aston Football Club. Welcome back. Yes, my social media is blowing up. They said they love that joke. I'm just too much.
Thank you guys. I'm too young. I'm not good to see somebody tell us.
All right. So apparently we have a lot of we're getting buzz from messages.
So let's start first with this voice note.
Good morning, this morning Sports Zone. Happy New Year, everyone. Uncle Shegun, the Yoruba word is Ọlọ́run gbà wá lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣọ́ ni tá a ṣọ́. Ọlọ́run gbà wá lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣọ́ ni tá a ṣọ́. Thank you. All
right. Basically, that means God save us from the person that is looking or watching out for us. Is he watching out for us, or is scoping us out that way? And we don't know. Do you understand?
Happy New Year, guys. As they pain them, it is sweet us. Please remind haters that we have lost. We've lost first game, played more than 10 games. Our World Cup is over. They're still waiting for Arsenal to drop down to 4th. This year, the heavyweight dream of Fury versus Joshua would have come to reality, but our fine boy is not good enough. Okay, taking this one. This here says, good morning, Sports and crew, especially the pundits, the best of 2022, and a special one to Kelechi, the gunner. Kelechi, we're proud of you representing Nigeria beautifully and strongly. You must do one of your Arsenal YouTube vibe in the studio today. Happy New Year to all of you Lagos Talks and listeners. Fred, Owa Okeke.
You're most welcome to do that, Kelechi. You're most welcome. Honestly, really. Now, really, when I saw that, I was really proud, because there was say you could begin rap like Jonathan, like his and was. And as I said, your analysis of the game was spot on. Brilliant.
Robert Laurel says, good morning and happy new year, guys. We look forward to more information, education, entertainment. God bless you all beyond the four walls of your imagination.
Amen.
Tara Phillips writes, happy new year to the best sports crew radio. I hear Dr. Kelechi EFC, the king of violence on TikTok. You're enjoying culture added to your content in the abroad. Continue repping the Niger blood and Africa as well. God bless you real good.
Amen.
See you, Africa puts a picture of both of you. Right, this is you, right? Yeah. You got different caps.
Yeah, I have loads.
So shout out to Mr. Arsenal. Tell him we met backstage at the O2 Arena.
That was
Whiskey's show in 2021. Shout tell him that Man United will win the league this season. Shagun has started with his jokes again. I also have Sir Kelechi PhD on the show today. Happy New Year to Sports Zone family. Mr. Current from Lagos.
Thank you.
This Ify from the UK, he writes, please tell Mr. Shegun that the Arsenal joke was not funny. We should try harder and be more inventive.
It is.
Greetings to Kelechi. I met him at Willesden Green Station in London. You seem to get lots of... It seems to meet a lot of people.
I'm a local man. What about?
Is that exciting for you? And how do you relate when you meet a Nigerian who walks up to you and says, "Oh, I see your content. I love your passion, your energy." How does that make you feel?
It shows I'm making impact, and that they appreciate what I do, because I'm not trying to compare myself to someone like Mo Salah. But Mo Salah, what he's doing in Liverpool, reduced Islamophobia quite a lot.
For real?
Yeah. And what I do as well has helped out, with I don't want to use the word, but racism and stuff like that.
And
sometimes I tell them there's a difference between an immigrant like me, a black man, and a black British born person. And I tell them, sorry, before you couldn't put your local name Oluwatosin on your CV. You put your English name so that you get job. But we came here and we repped ourselves. I don't care. My name is Kelechi. I'm not going to funkierize it for you. This is my accent. I'm not going to change it for you. For what? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm a proud Nigerian. And
this is where I speak, and I can speak English.
I come and look at every day.
Wow.
I don't miss it. In fact, my cousin was wedding Well, I was supposed to do security for my cousin in London. I forgot my record. I turned back to get it. I missed the security. I have to be like.
There's another one in Lagos or in Nigeria.
I go. People will come say, oh, what is this for? I just describe it to them. Say, you know how the Queen knights somebody? They say yes. That's how we bless people. Oh, you're a chief. I say, can you bless me? I go bless. One black man was just pressing. Just say, bro, you're reversing colonialism. I say this one.
I like your reversing colonialism.
How does that happen? How does that work? Racism. You interfacing with the fans of Arsenal because you're a big deal in terms of Arsenal TV. How do you relate with the whole racism situation with the fans, the other fans?
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes, you know, when it happens, sometimes I kick myself like, Kelechi, you're not doing enough. Like, I take it on my shoulder, and that leads to the question of how do I relate with the players. I take it on my shoulder to defend them. I defend everybody. I do not abuse. You can see I was defending Maguire. I was defending what's the guy doing Millie Rock? What's his name again? Jesse Lingard.
You were.
Although me and Jesse Lingard, we know ourselves and we've done adverts together, but I can't stand someone abusing somebody, for doing his job. I'm not a Tottenham fan. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. Tottenham, they are greatest rivals. But I can't stand people abusing, say, Harry Kane because of the way he talks. It's wrong. You shouldn't do that. That's the way I see it. That for me, it will take an Nketiah and Iwobi times 10 to do this stuff times 10 than a normal white kid. So I have to protect them in a way, no matter how.
Where's the kids from originally?
Ghana.
From Ghana, yeah.
You understand? So I understand that they need to work times 10 extra hard to break into that team. So I'm not going to stand there and have you going too hard no. I will stand up and say, hey, you say what happened.
Talking about players going hard in terms of their performance, Bukayo Saka has stood out for Arsenal. Has that been a pleasing sight for you, knowing 100%. That there's a lot for him to fight to get to that
100%. 100%. Humble kid, knows what he's doing. You know, the first time when he broke into the team, we met at the FIFA gaming event.
Yeah,
and I was thinking, at that time he was caught in between playing for Nigeria or England.
Did he actually considered it?
100%. He was 50-50. He was legit 50-50.
Why did we lose it?
No, we shouldn't lose it. It's
He's
right. I keep telling them. England.
What for me means is what swayed him.
Yes. England is his first port of call. I don't know what swayed him. We didn't have further discussion at that time. But I told him, to be honest with you, and I'm being honest, England is your first port of call. You were born here. You were trained here. Yes, you are eating our food. Yeah, I get that. But you were born here. They give you everything. So you have to consider this one first. And I'm being honest. What right do we have over him? Because his parents are from Nigeria. But he's lived there his life.
When you spoke with him, you said he eats our food. He eats Nigerian delicacy. Yeah. Does he speak Yoruba?
Well, I was speaking English to him. I don't speak Yoruba.
I actually saw something about some during the World Cup, some English players who said, I can't remember, I think it was Mason Mount, and he said if you had a sister and you wanted him to,
date someone.
He said, who would it be in the accent? He said, in England squad. He said, Saka.
Yes, lovely boy. Brought up kid.
Lovely
very
boy.
Humble.
But conversely, they said, if you had a sister, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near. If you anywhere near your sister, he said Grealish. He said, I just took a ride. He said, I want to allow him to date my grandmother.
I just took a ride, guys. But watching a man from Maryland says, please, can Kelechi finish the Alex Iwobi JC started before the break?
Okay, good.
Yeah, so when Alex, I don't know if you remember when we played Nottingham Forest
this season.
No, like when Alex was there. And then we lost the game. Obviously, I think it was 4-0 under Wenger FA Cup. And then the next morning, the Sun newspaper broke the story that he was at the party 48 hours before the match. I don't know if you remember that controversy. They said 24 hours. It was front page. And that's the way I look at things.
That's his front page.
Front page. Theresa May, the Prime Minister, the shuffled cabinet did not make front page. But because a black man has done blah, 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 front page, straight. I'm like, I know this kid. There's no way night before a match, this kid will be at the party. That's not possible. I made my inquiries. I rang the dad. Said, what's going on? He's like, no, that's not the situation. This is it. Obviously, it was a mistake. One of his best mates was.
I remember that story.
Yeah, he just showed face. And someone caught him on Snapchat. It was like 48 hours, almost towards 72.
And he just like made a brief appearance.
If you hey, he can never leave the team hotel for that kind of thing. That's not possible. So when I got all that information, I said, that's no problem. I knew that the press would come for me. And then they came. And they were like, oh, your boy. This. I said, yes, I condemn it. I'm going to have a word with him. But the one of the reporters, I said, but last week 2 weeks ago, you were FIFA Awards. He said, yes, I couldn't make it because I wasn't feeling well. And Granit Xhaka was there, Giroud was there, and then he was there. If Nani was partying with Maradona that night, you don't tell him to go and sleep, but we have Doncaster in the Carabao Cup the next day. The guy was shocked. They checked their stats, and that was true. They checked it was true. So now the black man, the Nigerian now should be going to bed, Abi. When your players are doing it, you guys don't say anything. No, it's okay, it's fine. For that game, we struggled. That was the game Ketia scored 2 goals on his debut.
But football is not human. You said so yourself. So if a footballer goes to a party 48 hours, 24 hours, shouldn't he have a normal life? You don't. Okay, so it's ethics, not a rule.
The camp is rule. The rule. He'll be in the team hotel. Look at
Rashford. What was Rashford
done for? Because he came
for a team. The rules are regs.
Yeah.
And the lack of rules are regs what killed United and put us in this.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Kelechi, that defense, everybody backed them.
Also, it was before the game.
Yeah, before the game, they lost. Because they had to find a scapegoat. Yeah, exactly. 4-2. Front page, the Sun. The Sun and their win and Daily Mail. Once it's a black person,
let's brought the story out.
Yeah. And the funniest, maybe if you see the difference in the press first, and I had a particular. If you see the difference, the press saw me in Bournemouth the next weekend. You see the hug, my son. Another time was, I don't know if you remember when we played the Europa League. I can't remember the team when one player was abusing him.
Excuse me. We're Arsenal, no we.
No, when Arsenal. He told the player that his mouth was smelling, and then people said it was racial. I'm like, how? When me and you the quarrel now, if you say, but I beg your mouth is smelling. You know what I say? And it happened that the guy was actually abusing his parents, and this guy is a humble kid who respects his parents. I chatted with him. I just screenshotted it. It was everywhere. It's that blog. Say you can't. People say if I haven't beat ourselves, because initially, when he couldn't tell his story, I told the story for him. And that's pretty sweet. So these are the little things. The Nketiah can message me too. He tweeted at me because I gave him his you know how people score star boy this. I gave him his own. Nketiah called me. He just tweeted Kelechi called me, and I took a screenshot of it and I posted. I'm like, you see. What you do, they will DM you and say, because they see it, they feel that energy, that confidence from you. So if you want Maguire to play well now, just give Maguire. You see, let's give Maguire.
Let me read a few more messages. Good morning, guys in the studio. My name is Timmy K. The league is all set for Arsenal to win the league. Man City should just rest. Happy New Year, guys. Some of your WhatsApp messages are still loading, so once they go through, I'll play them. We've also got this WhatsApp message. Let's play.
Good morning, Sports Zone. Happy New Year. This is Samuel Ayobami from Ikorodu. Nice to hear the voice of Dr. Kells on the show. The local man. For the culture. Hope we'll end up celebrating this season at the end. We are not gloating. We are optimistic. People want us to gloat, but the end of the season we will celebrate. Thank you for coming.
I think in the past, there's this one called hubris, when you just get this overweening arrogance and feeling like, and then everything comes crashing. But as I said, I like the reality. Is it realism? Is that a word? Reality. The way, the real way.
Yeah. I mean, I think your colleague asked me a question before. Like last season, we couldn't get top 4 because it looks like we put pressure on their kids. We put pressure on them to get that top 4. I guess Newcastle they froze, and that's why Xhaka gave that interview. I'm sure he was referring to. Everybody knows he was referring to Smith Rowe. People couldn't play the game that day. They just froze on the pitch. So there was just too much pressure. So, but now there's no pressure. So the target initially was top 4. Let's make Champions League. Then we're creeping up to the top. No wahala. The target is still the same. But if you get that one, no problem. That's all.
And what we're doing is like you're winning games. I watched something, because everybody, and I love to hear one of these talk sport guys, and even if everybody says that City is going to chase down Arsenal, Jonathan, but he says how? By every yardstick, by every indices, Jonathan, City is not measuring up to Arsenal. Of course, City has lost more, have drawn more.
In fact,
than Arsenal.
This last weekend that the results went our way. I had to message my boy. You're an Arsenal boy. Thank you very much. because that draw was a fantastic draw. And then I also look at Newcastle. Leeds United did a job. I mean, I have an affinity with Leeds United. My first ever job, because I did study in Leeds University as a steward. My first ever job in the UK was as a steward, and I was for Leeds United. So I have an affinity for them. So I don't support Arsenal, but so for them to draw that Newcastle game, I'm like, yo, everything is working for us this weekend. So see, God is involved. God is involved.
I know, funny enough, for me as a United fan, you beating Newcastle make my day.
Oh, that's true. You guys are just
creeping in.
So you're supporting us now.
That's it. Phone calls.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Ronald.
Happy New Year, Mr. Wonderful. God bless you. Our first caller. Hey, no, where's the bell now? Our first caller in 2023. It is 2023.
I really appreciate that guy there. I'm a Chelsea fan already, but I like how he's telling Uncle Shegun the truth, because Uncle Shegun normally abuse players.
It's a lie.
No, I love Uncle Shegun, but he always abuse. I don't abuse players.
Okay.
That's number one. You mentioned about Kwara United today. I want to let you know that the boy that we signed is a good striker for us.
Okay, the one that went to
Liverpool now.
Okay.
We are trying to put the board meeting is tomorrow. I want to inform you people, the people that love Kwara United, the board meeting to join the league already. And for information, we want to protest if they don't join. That's another one.
Okay.
I'm planning to meet. I'm going to Ilorin.
All right.
Even I'm going to Ilorin tomorrow.
All right.
But by the grace of God, I've already called Bashir. That is our media officer, and he told me that they will join the league by the grace of God. So our board meeting is tomorrow. Let me inform you people there. I love your, but try to pick on this small boy there.
There's no small boy in the studio.
Dropping escape. So pick on.
So fine. So fine.
Do you want to take your ball back?
Good morning, Femi Abdul far away. Good morning, Adu Oluwatosin. Uncle Shegun.
Good morning. Mr. Watosho, you allowed Mr. Wonderful to beat you to it, but it's all right.
I have sent a voice message. That means I'm still the number one.
All right, okay.
The
number one listener. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. And I'm not happy Charles is not in the studio today. This is the first day at work. See, if we keep avoiding the studio, I will stop calling. The bond is the reason why we listen to this show. So you understand, eh? In as much as you can dedicate our own time, so as well do that.
All right, so what's on your mind?
I'm using this opportunity, this medium, this time around, to pray to God Almighty to restore the Vulcan's health.
Amen. Thank you very much, Robert.
To say about sports.
Thank you very much.
Guy in the studio, Kelechi, I hope this show is being recorded.
No.
We'll play it back for you.
All right.
You
too.
All right, sure. Oh dear.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys at the zone.
Hey, Mr. Ladede. Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year, everyone there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this year shall be a very one.
Amen.
Yeah, great job. You are doing, Kelechi, my Ghana colleague.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But, yeah. So it's so nice to know that we are still topping the league.
Yes.
And so shall it be to the league ends in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Pastor Shegun, oh girl.
Guys.
All right, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
God continue to bless everybody in the studio.
Amen.
God will extend everybody's life. My name is Obi Zenas.
Morning.
Business.
Zone E, Pilandu, Korodu remains the location here.
All right,
As an Arsenal fan, from beginning till the end, we still be there. And Please, there's something I said, but I don't know if it's going to be read. I want to ask, is it from annoyance or from bad effects? Somebody will always come and meet you. He's not an Arsenal fan, but will tell you, this is your chance this year. If you don't carry it, you carry it again. Why don't you say that to Arsenal? You don't say that to other clubs. Is it because Arsenal they default before it gets to the end of the season or thereabouts? They should just watch around the season. Everything is just going smoothly. People are going to get to them. They are just falling apart. That's how let's statistically go from 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, 2015. All right, okay, or 2016. But the truth of the matter is, it's a league. Arsenal have done the hard work. They've got the points on the board. Yeah, so other teams are playing catch up, and other teams are playing catch up will still drop points. So,
all right, let's take another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sports Crew.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shamadun.
Good morning, Mr. Monse. Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you.
God bless you.
Happy New Year to all Arsenal fans.
Yes, thank you.
And then Happy New Year. In fact, we have fans and we have lovers of Arsenal, whether from other clubs or wherever. So, wherever we are in the world, I wish you all Happy New Year. And I believe that maybe this might be the season of Arsenal. I don't know yet. Then wherever they are, I'll still remain Arsenal fan. Let's keep going and keep praying for them. And it will be the year of our new song, both for Arsenal and Arsenal lovers and fans. Have a nice year.
All right.
All right, Mr.
Funny how Arsenal supporters now all of them turn to prayers fast.
They don't enter
Jesus' name in this one.
They're the best team in the league so far.
Also, when you are friends, I listened to Kelechi, and Kelechi was saying, "Oh, we won't take it easy." Why should you take it easy? If City were top of the table with 7 points, nobody will say City by God's grace will win the title.
We never say take it easy.
If Liverpool were top, they will say, "Oh, by God's grace, let's be praying now." Do you know why we're going to win it? Why?
For me, I feel because those teams you mentioned now, ahead of Arsenal, they have superior qualities over Arsenal. You talk about City, you talk about Liverpool, and then perhaps maybe if United were to be in that circle so as well, you could say United won.
Chelsea were top of this table.
Yeah,
Chelsea to prayer and fasting.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to beat their chest and say we're going to win. We're going to hold down this point.
Let me correct you. There was a time, I think I was in England that year. United beat Chelsea 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. That was 1998, I think, or 1996. One of the, and they went 30 points clear of Arsenal that year under Wenger. And
yes, and then Man United passed us and won the league. Yes.
No,
it's not that one.
No, it's the one that we beat Chelsea 1-0.
No, there's one that we were gapping you guys with like 15 points.
I'm not talking about they actually started playing out in Manchester, but you guys came over us. You beat us 1-0 at Old Trafford, and that you now you won all your games the end of the league and over to I can't remember. I think it was
98.
I think it was 98.
It was the 98 season.
It was 98
or
season.
the 2000 season.
No, it was 98 season. Then we too returned the favor. But what I'm trying to say, and even there was a time United too were gapping Manchester City with 8 points. You know, bro.
Last season, Liverpool were ahead of City. And then City went past them and took the title.
It happened.
Remember when United were top of the table and that only. That's just been I couldn't leave it. Here we go again.
How? You guys brought Ronaldo for him to use. Allow him to buy. That's my problem with this. I'm not a huge fan of all this technical director. The coach is in charge of the team. Let him buy his players. If he now fails, then sack him. You're not going to impose Ronaldo on him. He bought Sancho to use. They came second that season, the season before. He now bought Sancho. You understand? He don't know the thing. He can't carry Ronaldo. Give him.
But who identifies the player that they want?
He cannot have identified. Ronaldo was a sentimental move. They want him to go to.
That's
okay. How about your favorite player, Maguire? Don't be only buying Maguire for £80 million.
When you buy him, you can go to deliver. When you buy, you compare. If you don't compare, this is I don't know. It was what 80 million. So make our manager.
Did he play?
Since I wanted to buy Maguire to remember.
There's a question I wanted to ask.
Sorry. Sports Zone. Happy New Year. I'm very happy to hear Kelechi voice. I'm a big fan of his. I'm an Arsenal fan also. Please, Kelechi, I wanted to ask, what was the reason why Ben White left
the World Cup
England team during World Cup?
We don't know, but we heard there was a disagreement with the assistant manager Steve Holland. But for me, that's not enough for someone to leave the camp. Whether I mean, they now said there's also personal reasons. That's not then posted that he has taken some time off. But one thing we know about Ben White is that he's not really a football guy. He just plays the game. He's like, he sees that
he knows how to play.
He just plays. He doesn't watch football at home. He doesn't watch all those tactical displays. And they said the disagreement with the manager was that I think he was also have done some research on his opener. He didn't do it. After he played, but he don't go as that's it. He's professional. So I don't think that was enough. Probably there was another reason which they've not revealed, and we have to respect it.
No, but let me ask you as someone that's really into football, and Ten Hag's decision to drop Rashford for the game against Wolves, yay or nay?
Yeah,
because it paid off.
No. The point for me, it depends on the severity of the punishment. I'm looking at what Aubameyang did and what Ronaldo did. I mean, I'm not trying to compare the two players. One is obviously greater. One walked out on his team twice. One during a friendly was signing autograph. The other one during a game. You know, he's been doing some things. Probably had personal issues going on. But again, it is what it is. He was dropped for the team. Was it 1 week or so, a few days, and then brought back in? Aubameyang was banished. Like, he was training alone. If what they all are not, you see it.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, inky person. This guy has friends. Maybe that's what affected us not to win. I don't know. Don't comfort. He has friends in the dressing room. Not be looking, you're treating my guy like this. It might be affecting them. You never know. Or is he trying to tell me that in those games that we draw points against Brighton, Southampton, I mean, we need 1 or 2 points to get top 4. Aubameyang couldn't have nicked one goal.
But if you mentioned this, the same situation happened, or similar to happened with Granit Xhaka, and the manager managed that a lot
Exactly.
better.
And I actually supported Granit Xhaka.
So, you know,
period. The whole thing that he did, because for me, the Granit Xhaka situation was a human reaction. You can't be abusing me. You are booing. Obviously, I go to all the games. We are Aston Villa, you guys booed him. We are Sheffield United, you guys booed him, which was strange for an Arsenal. The only time I've seen it was when they booed Ebue. You know, I mean, we were trying to get off one. It was just like you're like removing. That's the reason I've said it. We don't boo our players. Then you boo him. Then that third time, and you're blocking him when he's driving out from the stadium. You're blocking him. His wife is pregnant. You're harassing him. Everything just came to a crescendo that day. He fully heard. He said, "No, I'm gonna do now." And I'm happy he never apologized. I'm not happy that he dropped the captaincy and the jersey on the ground. Don't get me wrong. That one, he sanctioned him. But you see that human reaction say, "Make una dey yarn," but not the way. And that's what is actually get him through. He has strong mentality. His position is changed to an 8 now. You can see how he's playing.
Oh, yes.
The boy, he gets strong head, and now I like the boy. So you know, for me, it was a hard decision. You know, I mean, I have to put that.
Let's read a few more messages. Great man of sports. This is K Blitz. Great to hear Dr. Kelechi Anyikude. That's the pronunciation.
Yes.
Voice on Sports Zone today. His passion and zeal for Arsenal FC on the Arsenal Fan TV is always a pleasure to watch. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
This says, okay, Happy New Year. Bells, joy and laughter shall be your portion this year. Sherry Joby says, Happy New Year, Sports Zone family. Wishing you all a prosperous 2023. Thank you for all you do. Good win for Man United. I think gradually ETH can do something. Arsenal seems to be determined this season. I'd rather have Arsenal win to Liverpool.
That's
Good morning, Sports Zone. I'm Victor from Idrishaga and also Gunners. Welcome, Dr. Kelechi. Doctor should tell his relationship with Lekon King Kong. Do they have a pre-match rehearsal together before doing some of their collabo video?
Okay, he's a content creator as well in South Africa. We've done a few videos together, and when we won the FA Cup, we did a video. We predicted the scoreline. Like everything just went. You know, we do like. You know, we are consulting the gods, that kind of content, and you know, he's a lovely guy. He knows his stuff. To be honest, he comes up with most of those scripts. Man, I don't go ahead to think about it, but he's a nice guy, and I'm
South African.
No, he's Nigerian.
Nigerian.
He lives in South Africa.
He needs to be on social media a lot more.
I need to be. I need to be on TikTok.
No, you need to stay to Twitter and Instagram first.
I want to be on TikTok.
No.
Or Snapchat.
No, never. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Ade from Chaga. Tell me about leave Arsenal alone. Arsenal won the league before. So if Arsenal is on top, why should they say they are free? Even Leicester won the league. So what can that be? If that's outside on top, what's the big deal? Leave us alone, address.
Okay, leave them alone.
How many just saying that? Look, why? Because Kelechi comes in and says, "Oh, we're taking it one step at a time." Why are you not bullish? Why are you not saying, "Look, we're taking the table"?
No.
No, that's Leicester. I compared Arsenal. City were taking the table. City say we're going to pray and fast. We're going to go and fast.
If you look at it, the two most solid teams of the last 6-7 years in the Premier, 8 years, most dominant teams have been Liverpool and City.
Yes.
Exchanging it.
Yes.
If Arsenal can
Liverpool
break
have
that,
only won the league once.
yeah, but
Yes.
you know,
They'll be close.
but they'll be close. I mean, last year they won.
Close.
In 10 years.
Yes.
He doesn't want to see the He doesn't like to hear the only part, so we always mention the only situation.
I actually fell for the bit. So Arsenal's breaking that City Liverpool tackle to this year. It will be a massive achievement.
Yeah.
But I do say that there's still more.
Not surprised. Twist and turns. That's the nature of football.
Chelsea couldn't beat Nottingham Forest.
Yes, I was really happy with that game. But again, you look at who they are signing now. Nkunku. They might go sign Enzo.
But that won't be till summer.
Yeah, to some extent, they are rebuilding gradually. So,
So there's a message. There's a lot of messages. I'm trying to pick them as quick as I can. But Kelechi, we're still waiting for the vibe from the studio of Lagos Talks. Fred, reminding you,
Fred, we are together.
Kelechi, I wanted to ask here. Since you talked to the likes of Saka and the rest of them, my question goes back to 2 years ago. After the Euros, when they lost, when Saka lost that penalty, that crucial penalty kick. And considering the fact that most of the abuses that he got, some could have come from Arsenal fans, how was he able to navigate that period? How was he able to go past, that time mentally?
Saka, Rashford, and Sancho.
Of course.
It was pure racism.
Pure racism, and you just have to show them love and support. Send them messages. In fact, my Arsenal jersey that season, those of Arsenal fans bantered me for bashed me. I actually put Saka, Rashford, and Sancho behind and put 3 kings just to show them say we did.
Now we did.
I do my own.
When Harry Kane missed penalty was a hero.
Which I don't like any form of abuse at all.
And people who miss penalty anyway.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Everything can happen.
There's a question for you here, and I don't know if you want to answer this. Do you have children?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that question can't go. So someone's going to ask if you're going to let your children speak their local dialect, or if you're going to let them focus on English since you're based in the UK.
Depends on who he gets married to, isn't it? If he marries a Yoruba woman,
we'll speak all.
I'm going to read a few more messages. Please tell Kelechi that Arsenal went on the rise after Aubameyang was dropped. Arsenal wasn't scoring and attitude was bad. I stand with Arteta. It worked for him.
Nobody's saying what Arteta did is wrong. What we're saying is the severity of the punishment. You can still sell the player with money. When you set the player out and we're still paying him.
Good morning. My name is Max from Ikeja. Thanks, Mr. Kelechi, for all you do. Glad to hear you putting us on the map. Happy New Year, guys. I'm a regular listener and appreciate what you've been doing. May this year bring you joy, fruitful blessings in everything, Max. CEO Africa is pointing out that the game was in Old Trafford in 2000, the year Arsenal went on. Will Thought scored against Fabian Barthez.
That was this was it was over Mass. I'll never forget that game. 1-0.
Okay.
1-0.
Let's see if we take a few more messages. Good morning, Sports On. Okay, Liverpool said Liverpool were not top. It was Manchester City. All right, thank you for that. Churchill from Mogba. Happy New Year to everyone. Glad to hear from Kelechi. Even as a Man U fan, I like the Man U vibes all day. I like the man's vibes all day. Yeah, himself and Troops. Made me watch Arsenal fans TV a lot. Great content from all of them. Big ups to Robbie. Victor.
Yeah, I like Robbie. Yeah.
Yes.
I like him.
We're still waiting for your vibe. We're still waiting for your vibe. You can't leave your vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to sing maybe I see the sweet us, eat the pay them, I see the pay them, the sweet us, I see the sweet us, eat the pay, I see the pay them, oh, the sweet us.
It's going to be on YouTube later today. So if you want to see what the girls did, you can go onto our YouTube page to find that content.
I tell you what, for me, anybody but City and Liverpool this year.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready, and I like what Arsenal. I don't mind Arsenal.
I don't mind Arsenal. I want Arsenal to just be a lot more confident. Fans should come in and say, "Well, when you title this."
But what he said,
But Liverpool have only won the league.
With your hand.
I think I go burn that.
City did. City are top with Hudson and this problem.
I don't think you should do that just yet. I mean, considering how Arsenal have been able to bottle it over the years.
I think there's a mental
mentality monster.
Yeah, I think there's Arsenal got a particular.
Like you said, young players. Look, Odegaard is playing great football.
I mean,
Odegaard is playing. Partey is playing great football. Arsenal fans lose by originally free. That's our second. So
even when you say Baba not to play well, like that, just not to the stretch.
That's no play anything for what.
He got injured, and like you said, Nketiah stepped up. Martinelli is playing very good. Saka is playing very good. So for me,
I still have that Portuguese young boy.
Yeah, and the Madrid boy that might come as well. So we're just spicing the attack.
But that's not fun. I'm go shout pass if we don't win title.
No.
Do you have? Is that
a goal? No, it's a goal.
Oh, it's a goal. All right. Kelechi, thank you so much for coming in. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Anytime you're around, please do breathe in. I love the way you're representing our country in diaspora. You make us really proud. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.